Shoot, die, shoot, shoot, die, shoot, die, 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 and die. We're taking a quick peek at Not a Hero. Not a Hero is a strange game. Not just because its plot revolves around a giant purple rabbit that's campaigning for mayor, nor that your player is tasked with murdering any and everyone the rabbit tells them to, but because of the mechanics the game's developers decided to use and the ones they decided not to use. You see, Not a Hero is kind of a 2D platform shooter that's more shooter than really anything else. While the game looks like it would be a platformer, it's not, since you actually can't jump. The game consists of sliding mechanics, a cover system, as well as power-ups and items that you can use, but for some reason, Roll7 decided not to include a jump button. Roll7 has some experience with platformers, as their previous project was the Ollie Ollie series, a 2D skateboard series based on doing tricks to get points. Since a lot of that series was focused around jumping, it was unexpected to see that this game doesn't really have much in the way of jumping at all. There's a little bit that you can do by sliding from a higher ledge to a lower ledge, but the only way to go upwards is by finding a flight of stairs to climb. Not a Hero portrays itself as a fast-paced, in-your-face shoot-fest, and I've heard it compared to the likes of Hotline Miami due to this. While I can see some of the similarities, Not a Hero feels rather slow at times, and I feel the lack of a jumping mechanic doesn't help this much. Levels all around have a samey feel since they all look similar and they all play similar. The only real difference between many of the areas Not a Hero's levels take place in are the colors that are used for the background. The first batch of levels has red buildings, while the second batch has green buildings. There are some enemy variants between areas, but only a few change up how you really need to play the game. You can use the same strategies of sliding into enemies to knock them over, or popping in and out of cover to take down pretty much anything that stands in your way. The only real strategy the game presents is how fast do you want to get through a level. If you want to get through it quickly, then you can play recklessly, sliding around everywhere and utilizing items or power-ups to take care of the more difficult enemies. If you don't care how long it takes to get through a level, then you can use the cover mechanic to deal with pretty much every situation you come across. I do have to give Roll7 credit when it comes to both items and power-ups, as they didn't skimp out on ideas. Power-ups can either be found in a level or sometimes dropped from enemies, and they last until you reload your gun. There's power-ups for all sorts of things, from instantly de-rezzing thugs to bullets that bounce off of walls. These pair well with items such as the nail bomb that fires a bunch of ricocheting nails, or Molotov cocktails that can quickly deal with large groups. There's even specialty weapons, such as a turret, or a cat bomb. His sacrifice has not been made in vain. Well, there are other things in this game that I could nitpick about, such as how I don't really like how small the characters are compared to the size of the screen, or how some of the writing feels a bit juvenile in hopes of getting a cheap laugh, but when Not a Hero works, it works well. When you get into the meat of the combat, it feels like the fast-paced shoot-fest that the game's promotional material promised. But it's when you're in between combat, or stuck in a shootout with enemies that keep using cover, that the game really loses its pacing. The most disappointing part of the game I found were the characters that you can play as. There are a good amount of them to unlock, but I didn't really find any of them that useful. Granted, I haven't played as every character, as I haven't been able to unlock every character, but the ones I did get the chance to play as, I didn't really see a point in using. At the start of the game, you get one character, Steve. Steve moves pretty fast, reloads quickly, and has good accuracy. His only downside is that his name is Steve. Every other character in the game is a side grade instead of an upgrade. Cletus does a lot of damage with a shotgun, but takes forever to reload it. He can't move while reloading, and has to reload all the time. Samantha can shoot and reload while moving, but has such a low clip size that she is constantly running out of ammo. Jesus moves fast, but his weapon's accuracy is abysmal. Mike does a bunch of damage, but only has 2 bullets maximum, and takes forever for his reload animation to finish. The last character I got to try out was Stanley, and while he does have a large clip size for his gun, he is stupidly slow and extremely inaccurate. Because of this, there's really no reason to play as anybody else besides Steve, outside of just wanting to. Steve does great for every situation I've come across playing as him, while other characters can easily hit a wall with areas that they just can't really deal with. Overall, Not a Hero is a okay game. It's got a good look going for it, a decent soundtrack, and some fun mechanics when you're in situations that let you use them. It's surprisingly slow pace, as well as repetitive gameplay and environments, and mostly useless character roster have stopped me from really being able to get into the game as much as I thought I would. There's also an extremely simple options for this game that does not even include windowed mode. It is 2015, and the new game does not have windowed mode. Seriously? The game is also rather short, as I've been able to beat 3 out of 4 of the batches of levels in it in about 2.5 hours. But there is some replayability in the game, as every level does have extra challenges that you can find and complete. If you're a player who doesn't mind a bit of repetitiveness nor the slow pace between combat, then give Not a Hero a try. It's not a bad game at all, but there are a few things that stop it from really being great. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think about the game or this video in the comment section. I'm MegapieMan, and I'll talk to you guys later. Oil tycoon for clues, or just shoot him and steal all of his cash. You can get the local gang to stop being jerks and start doing some honest work, or just kill them all so they'll stop bothering the town. Of course, you'll have to deal with the fallout of whichever decision you make.
Hey yo, leave up. Yep. Hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Reload. Hey yo. Yep. Hey yo. Hey yo. Right. Yep. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. We got nothing.